Okay, thank you.
IT is okay? All right. The ninth day of the fifth regular session of the 21st conference will now come to order. We all bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer.
Should I sign? See all the signed ones.
Okay, roll call, Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian,
Am
Senator Fakir,
Yes.
Senator Coland,
Yes.
Leader Harper,
Oi.
Senator Kunmin, Vice
Yay.
Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Present.
Senator Perman, Senator Romolo,
Am I?
Senator Usmao,
Oi.
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Chair Siminar.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all the 14 members are present.
Okay, we do have a quorum to transact business. The next item is reading of the journal for Leader Harbor.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you, all honorable members, staff, and everyone who is observing our session this morning in any place and in whatever form. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal. Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 5, Mr. Speaker, Presidential Communications, there are none.
Continue.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court Communications, none also. Item 7, Member Communications, none. Item 8, Departmental Communications, none. Item 9, Agency or Governmental Authority Communications, none. Item 10, State Communications, also none. Item 11, State Supreme Court Communications, none. Item 12, Municipal or Town Communications, none. And item 13, Foreign Government Communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're on the order of the day. Item 14, standing committee reports. Chief Clerk. Short recess to call the chair. Said there is an awaiting list, but I don't Congress is back in session. We will, if there's no objection from members, with your consent, we will now move down to the next item. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mrs. Speaker, the next item is the order of the day. I'm sorry. Item 15, Special Committee Report, none. Item 16, Assignment of Measures and Communications. We have a referral sheet number 21-101. Item 17, Unfinished Business. There are none on those. And then bill calendar.
Okay, for first reading, which bill is that?
Mr. Speaker, 21-226 is a bill that is attached to the IMF report, 21-66.
Okay, Chairman Vernier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the passage on first reading Congress Bill number 21-226.
Any second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that Congress pass on on first reading CP number 21-226 CD1. Discussion. Can you please just read the title, Chief Clerk?
Mr. Speaker, CB number 21-226. It's a bill for an act to amend public law number 11-22, by amending sections 1 and 2 thereof in order to increase further from special drawing rights or SDR 5,100,000 to SDR 7,200,000 membership quota of the Federated States of Micronesia in the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and for other purposes.
Okay, so there you have it, discussion on the bill. Any discussion? Yes, Chairman Roosevelt? You have the
I
floor.
just, ma'am, I move for a short recess.
Short recess, subject to go of the chair. Vote by roll call of members. Chief Clerk, first reading.
Senator Auritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Copeland,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Aye.
Senator Ursmal, Senator Wally.
Yes.
Speaker Semina,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 14 members voted in favor.
For that reason, CP number 21-226 CD1 has passed conference on first reading. Okay, next bill, Chief Clerk. Oh, before we go on, just some technical things. On line 6, page 1, I think those are technical. There is a O after Micronesia and a letter capital I after Coda. I want you to look in at staff if those things are there. I don't know. I mean, what are those things there? A ho and a hi, capital I. So, can you take care of those if those are technical? Okay. All right. So let's continue. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-285 for second reading. CP number 285. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-43 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-54, 21-71, 21-82, 21-103, 21-107, and 21-158 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the allotee of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Congress pass Congress Bill number 21-285 on second and final reading.
On the second,
Second.
has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-285. Discussion. Any discussion? Chairman
Question.
Coleman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have a written amendment to the said bill. I believe it's already uploaded to the system. And because of its name, I move that we dispense reading of it. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the offered floor amendment by Senator Coleman, Chairman Coleman, which has been duplicated and distributed a link on our portable system, be adopted. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading. Floor Leader, any motion to suspend?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the said bill.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor say aye. Those nay. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So let's discuss the offered floor amendment. Any discussion on it? If none, There's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendment to CP 21-285 offered by Chairman Conman, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offer for amendments by Chairman Conman are adopted. We now have CT1. Any further discussion on CT1? Discussion. If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So the vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk,
Senator Aritos for State of Chuuk.
Yes.
Chairman Aritos.
Yes.
Chairman Freeman, State of Pohnpei. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Ursmao. Mr. Speaker, all the four states voted in favor.
CP number 21-285 CT1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-286 for second reading. CP number 21-286 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-124 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-133, 19-140, 19-150, 20-5, 20-15, 20-33, 20-48, 20-63, 20-71, 20-156, 20-175, 21-22, 21-52, and 21-146 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the allottee of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund priority infrastructure projects and other programs in the state of Chuuk and for other purposes.
Short recess, Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. When we come back, Congress is back in session. We're discussing 21-286. Chairman Net,
Thank you, Speaker. I so move that we defer the bill to tomorrow's calendar.
Second.
been moved and seconded that CP 21-286 be deferred to tomorrow's bill calendar. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. CP number 21-286 is deferred to tomorrow's calendar. Okay, next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-287 for second reading. CP number 21-287 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-53 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-57, 20-61, 20-69, 20-90, 20-91, 20-96, 20-132, 21-92, 21-135, and 21-168 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the allottee of certain funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding priority infrastructure projects and other projects and programs in the state of Chuuk and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading, CP number 21-287. Okay, discussion. Discussion on the bill?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Speaker Moses.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a written amendment I wish to offer on the said bill, and it's quite lengthy, so I would also request that its reading be dispensed with. I so move,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered for amendment by Vice Speaker Moses to CP 21-287 be adopted. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. Okay, any discussion on the offered for amendment? Discussion.
Mr. Speaker,
Vice Speaker Moses, you have the floor.
I wish to make an oral amendment on the written amendment.
Proceed.
On page 3, sub-item 4, sub-item B, right after nansakosok, comma, net, right after that, insert road development and improvements. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment to the floor amendment be adopted. Discussion on the offered oral amendment. If any discussion, if none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered oral amendment to the floor amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have, we're currently having the floor amendment as orally amended once. Any further discussion on that? Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered floor amendments by Vice Speaker Moses to CP 21-287 as orally amended once, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered floor amendments as orally amended are adopted. We now have CT1. Any further discussion on draft 1, CD1? Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of CP number 21-287. Short recess, up to the class of chair. Congress is back in session. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Mr. Clerk.
State of Chuk, Chairman Aritos.
yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Kushai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
For that reason, CP number 21-287 CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-289 for second reading. CP number 21-289 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-141 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-145, 20-163, 20-164, 20-190, 21-5, 21-33, 21-48, 21-67, and 21-91 by amending sections 4, 5, and 6 thereof to change use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding priority infrastructure projects and other projects and programs in the states of Pohnpei and Chuuk and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Any second?
So, Mr. Speaker.
Any second?
So, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess subject to call of the chair. Back.
Okay.
Right. Conference is back in session. We're discussing CP 21-289, Chairman Cullen.
Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that we defer action on the state bill on the Thursday.
Again.
It's been moved and seconded that CP number 21-289 be deferred to Thursday session. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. CP number 21-289 is deferred to Thursday session. Okay, next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-292 for second reading. CP number 292, it's a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 21-180 by amending Section 2 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Yap State and for other purposes.
Chairman Forget.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-292. Discussion, short recess subject to call of the chair. Where are we on that? Okay. Congress is back in session. We're discussing CP 21-292. Senator Palik.
Thank you, Speaker. I have a floor amendment to offer to the said bill. I believe the amendment has been linked to Borbol. And this amendment, Mr. Speaker, includes the proposed amendment for Floor Leader Harbor. Again, due to its length, I move, Mr. Speaker, that we dispense with the reading of the said amendment. So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendment to CP 21-292 by Senator Palik be adopted, and because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on the offer for amendment. Any discussion?
Speaker.
Yes, for Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a oral amendment to the amendment offered by, written amendment offered by Palik on item 2, line A, where it says Morlocks Island Development Authority operation. After the letter Y in the word authority, insert apostrophe S and insert apostrophe S office slan vessels operation. So it will read Development Authorities Office slan vessels operations.
Okay. Make a motion.
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment to the pending floor amendment be adopted. Any discussion on that offered oral amendment? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered oral amendment by Floor Leader Harbor, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The offered floor amendments are adopted. Offered oral amendments to the floor amendment are adopted. We now continue discussing the offered floor amendment as orally amended. Any further discussion on that? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered floor amendments by Senator Palik as orally amended once, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The offered floor amendments as already amended ones are adopted. We now have CT 1. Any further discussion on the CP 21-292 CT 1? Senator Christian, you have the floor.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I believe that there is an amendment that had been offered for the bill, and I'd also like to, Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of the amendment as written and distributed.
Again.
Second.
Subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. There is a motion for the adoption, which was seconded of the offered for amendment by Senator Christian to CD1, which has been seconded, and because of its length, we will dispense with its reading, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on the offered for amendment by Senator Christian. Vice Speaker Moses.
Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to offer an oral amendment to the written amendment. And it would
Proceed.
be on page 2, under subsection 4, subitem C, where it says, "O municipality water tanks and pipes." Delete that in its entirety and insert want, comma, debek, comma, and tsaka solar freezers, household solar freezers. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any second?
Again.
It has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments by Vice Speaker Moses to the pending for amendment be adopted. Discussion on that offered oral amendments. Any discussion? If none, if there is no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered oral amendments to the pending for amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have a pending for amendment that's been amended orally. Okay, discussion on that. Any further discussion? If none, there's an objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote on the offer for amendment as orally amended. Those in favor of it, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offer for amendment as by Senator Christian as orally amended by Vice Speaker Moses is adopted. We now have CT2. Any further discussion on CT2? Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chair.
State of Chuck, Chairman Aritos.
Yes.
State of Ponte, Chairman Perman. State of Krishai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Orismal.
Aye.
Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
CP number 21-292 CD2 as passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
CD2. Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-297 for second reading. CP number 21-297, it's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-54 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-62, 19-75, 19-79, 19-99, 19-119, 20-4, 20-56, 20-82, 20-127, 21-20, 21-117, 21-169, and 21-174 by amending Section 2 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for Yap State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-297. Discussion.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
State your point for leader.
Yeah, I just simply want to ask Honorable Small if he also wants this bill to meet the 10 days requirement.
I don't know how you're reading my mind, Mr. Floritor. But I'm,
No, I'm asking this because I want to defer it so I can see if I would have some too.
will you be, sorry, says Mr. Speaker.
Sure is subject to go of the chair.
Will you be ready, Floritor, by tomorrow?
I'll try.
Second session, Chairman Ursman, I'll give you the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that the bill, CB number 21-297, be deferred to tomorrow's bill calendar.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that CP number 21-297 be deferred to tomorrow's session. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carried. CP number 21-297 is deferred to tomorrow's calendar. Okay, next bill deferred.
Sure recess, dear.
Chairman, Mr. Speaker.
Sure is subject to go of the chair. Okay. Congress is back in session. If there is no objection by members, with your consent, let's move back to item 14. That's the standing committee reports. Chief Clerk, do we have the awaiting list?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, it's linked, and it's, we have an awaiting list number 21-38.
Okay, there's an awaiting list, 21-38. Chairman Figueroa?
Thank you, Speaker. I move to withdraw in place standing committee report on the waiting list 2138.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Standing Committee Report number 21-67 be placed on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action. The relevant rules are still suspended. I think Florida Arbor, you have to make the motion.
Yeah, Speaker, I move that any relevant rule that may impede our action would be suspended, especially the one requiring 24 hours.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules requiring a 24-hour waiting period for reports, be suspended. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So let's vote on the motion to place. Those in favor of the motion to place Standing Committee Report 21-67 on the Standing Committee Reports calendar for action, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. So Standing Committee Report number 21-67 is now placed on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action. Chief Clerk, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, this report is the consolidated report from the Committee on Ways and Means on the fiscal year 2021 budget.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-38.
67. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-67. Discussion on the report. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by those in favor of adoption of Standing Committee Report 21-67, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-67 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Chairman Figueroa.
I move that we go down to item 18, and that is the bill.
Any second? There is no objection. If there is no objection, with your consent, we will now move on to, again, to the bill calendar, item 18. Okay, any bill, Chief Clerk?
Mr. Speaker, we have for first reading, one bill, and this is CP number 21-302. And read the title.
So reasons,
Number
please.
21-302.
Read the title first.
This is a bill for an act to appropriate $65,760,467 from the general fund of the Federal States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2021, to provide funding for the operations of all branches of the national government of the Federated States of Micronesia, its agencies, various programs, subsidies and contributions, and capital and human resources development, and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill, Congress Bill 21-302. First reading.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-302. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. First reading, Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian,
Conflict of interest.
Give it to me.
my relatives will benefit from the passage of this particular bill.
That's why I say
Noted,
you
noted.
give it to
Noted.
me.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator
Thank
Figueroa,
you.
Yes.
Thanks for Senator Christian.
Roland,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Hey.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Nath, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romolo,
Yeah, man.
Senator Usmal, Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 14 members voted for.
For that reason, CP number 21-302 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Speaker,
There are none,
so-
Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, short recess.
So recess subject to call of the chair. session. We're still on the bill calendar. Floor Leader Harper, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before I withdraw the bills, what about yours, 290? You want me to withdraw also?
Maybe next tomorrow or then Thursday.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I move.
Yeah, the staff are still working on it.
Okay. So, Speaker, I move that the following bills be withdrawn and placed on bill calendar for today for action. Bill number 293, 21-301, 21-303, 21-304. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the following bills be withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for action. CP 21-293, 21-301, 21-303, and 21-304.
Speaker.
Let's vote. Yes, Floor Leader, before we vote.
Yeah, if necessary, Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the bills, especially the one that requires number of days that a bill has to be with the committee before withdrawal.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules requiring a certain period of time for appeal to be with committee and the rules requiring written report be suspended. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Those rules are, the relevant rules are suspended. So let's vote on the motion. Those in favor of the motion to withdraw those bill and place them on the bill calendar for first reading action, say aye. Opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carried. Said bills have been withdrawn and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. First bill, Chief Clerk.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the first bill is CB number 21-293 for first reading. CB number 21-293 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-60 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-65, 20-75, 20-85, 20-97, 20-150, 21-67, 21-84, 21-100, 21-129, and 21-163 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs in the state of Pohnpei and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the said bill on first reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-293. Discussion. Vice Speaker Moses.
Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have an oral amendment I wish to make on the bill.
Proceed.
It's on page 4, line 21, where it says, Eirke, before that, insert Bun Ulul, comma.
Okay.
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment to the bill by Vice Speaker Moses be adopted. Discussion on it? Any discussion? If none, there is an objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote on the offered oral amendment. Those in favor of it, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We now have CT1. Any further discussion on CT1? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk?
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Aye.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Neff, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Yes.
Senator Orismal, Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor.
CP number 21-293 CD1 has passed conference on first reading. Next bill.
Short recess, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess up to the call of the chair. Back. Conference is back in session. Chief Clerk, next bill.
Mr. Speaker, the next bill is CP number 21-301 for first reading. CP number 21-301. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-10 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-26, 19-42, 19-51, 19-56, 19-72, 19-78, 19-96, 19-132, 19-163, 20-3, 20-25, 20-58, 20-76, 20-116, and 21-29. By amending Section 6 thereof to change the lapse date of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs in the state of Chuuk and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-301. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
A.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Yes.
Senator Ursmal,
Good.
Senator Willie,
Yes.
Speaker Siminan.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor.
CP number 21-301 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 303 for first reading. CP number 21-303. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-80 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-99, 21-110, 21-143, and 21-181 by amending Section 3 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Koshai State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-303. Discussion. Any discussion?
Question called for.
There is no objection. Discussion will be closed. So let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator
Yes.
Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Yes.
Senator Conman, thank you. Senator Conman,
A.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Aye.
Senator Ursmal,
Aloha.
what did he say, no?
I said aloha. Means yes in Hawaii.
Senator Wiley,
Yes.
Speaker Siminan,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor.
CP number 21-303 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-304 for first reading, CP number 21-304. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 18-70 as amended by Public Laws numbers 18-98, 18-112, 18-122, 19-7, 19-24, 19-41, 19-52, 19-73, 19-82, 19-101, 19-114, 19-139, 20-7, 20-16, 20-36, 20-52, 20-84, 21-15, 21-113, 21-123, and 21-175 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-304. Discussion. Any discussion?
Mr. Speaker,
None?
yes,
Yes, Senator
Speaker.
Christian. The floor.
yes, I'd like to offer a floor amendment, page 2, line 1 and 2, delete the words outer islands, so that it reads water catchment improvement / insert tank purchase. So it will read water catchment improvement / tank purchase, 15,468. So move.
Okay.
Again.
Any second? It's moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments by Senator Christian to CP 21-304 be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So discussion on it? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered oral amendments by Senator Christian to CP 21-304 say yes. Opposed, no.
Yes.
Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have CP1. Any further discussion on CP1? Discussion. If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Oy.
Senator Conman,
Eh,
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Aye.
Senator Ursmal,
Oy.
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Seminar.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted for the bill.
CP number 21-304 CB1 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
There are no more, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Conference is back in session. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, item 19, resolution calendar, there are none.
Okay, next item.
Item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
You have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Continue, next.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 22, miscellaneous business.
Any miscellaneous business by members? Senator
Mr.
Christian?
Speaker.
Go ahead, Senator Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. First of all, Senator Rusamal, when you said aloha for your vote, I'm reminded of the time that you were the president and I was the speaker and we met in Honolulu. Do you remember that, Senator Rusamal?
I cannot forget that. It's very,
No?
very,
Okay.
very mind.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it seems like my ability to withhold my thoughts have been bottled up for so long that it's beginning to burst in the higher places. But you just can't help hearing and watching how things are developing in the United States. Let me go back. This is my own opinion, and it does not and should not in any way represent an opinion of Congress, which I know it does not. It's merely my own. But growing up as a young student in elementary school and on into my high school years, I held great esteem of what I learned of the United States, the torchbearer of goodness and democracy, a tolerant parent and protector of freedom. Those were vivid images in my mind of what that great country and its leadership portrayed. Today, I'm not so sure that I could say the same for how my picture of the stance of the United States for freedom, for tolerance, and for their strive at fairness. I used to feel safe, Mr. Speaker, to express my humble opinions of where I feel the United States may have been wrong in their actions and how I wish they could have exercised their might differently. Today and these days, I can no longer feel safe that noble tolerance of a magnanimous symbol of leadership exists. Nor do I feel that the existence of a party system is working well. I see deliberate intent by leadership to lay to the side the patent importance of fairness and the principle that there must be advice and consent in this system of government to provide the guarantee of fairness is not working, not by wanton incidents, but by deliberate architect, the rule by devious design. Mr. Speaker, I say this again, that this is just my own opinion. I'm really full of it right now, so full that I can't hold but express my sentiments toward a country that I hold with great esteem in my heart and in my belief. But that is what it is today, and Mr. Speaker and members, I apologize that I have to use this forum to make this opinion clear. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senator Christian. Well said and very insightful statement. Yes, you're entitled to your own opinion, and that is true. You can express it in the hall of the Chamber of Congress or anywhere where the FSM Congress meeting. You're entitled to that. But as you can see, even the United States itself cannot agree with your statement. They themselves have, interpreted in two different ways, alternative facts or alternative interpretations that continue to, widen the division in that important friend partner of ours. So, yes, thank you for that statement. I hope those who are supposed to hear it will hear it for what it's worth. Okay, any other miscellaneous business? Any other miscellaneous business? If none, if no. Yes, make up your mind. Do you have a miscellaneous business, Chairman Rusman?
Sure, I thank my good friend, especially as we stated, my good friend when we traveled together, ended up in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. But I would hope that he would share that short but very meaningful statement to our own newspaper, the Consolidated Press. It needs to be communicated out. I have been thinking of ways to share my thoughts on the issue, but being less articulate and good in speaking my foreign language, I have been hesitating in saying anything that may come out not meaning how I feel inside. But I am very glad that Senator Christian has decided to share his thought on the issue. It must be, this must be politics. When I sit and watch my favorite station on my computer, CNN and Fox, talking about how one Republican, how one Democrat has said one thing, and then including the confirmation hearing for whoever will replace the late Chief Justice or Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Really, when a politician said, I will eat my word, if I went back and do the things that I'm saying now, I will not do, but that's really strange to me as a non-politician listening to that kind of talk. But on a similar issue, I've been wanting to congratulate our president. I was reading some news release from his office, and I was very happy to note that he was addressing all 4 diplomats residency in FSM in Pohnpei, relating to the issues going around in the world, especially between the first and the second economic power of this of our world. And in the statement that I believe I read, I hope it's not my misreading of the release, he was encouraging all 4 countries as partners of the FSM to work together, not only with the FSM, but also between and among themselves. And I thought that was a very good thing for our president to encourage our friends whose embassies are in our country to work together. And I think it's very privileged for us to be able to claim the world's strongest nation as our friends. And we should continue to work with all of them. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairman Rushmore. I'm kind of, I just realized, when you were president and when Senator Christian was the speaker, that was like over 20 years ago. And I'm surprised you two are still able to remember those, vividly, those kind of moments, which are now the statements for today, which are very important to me to know that you two still have your sharp memories. And I hope you will keep it up for the next several years. Okay, any other point of, miscellaneous business? If none, there's no objection. We will now go down to announcements. Chairman Mullet.
Announcement.
Thank you. I didn't hear, did you say something, Chairman Mullet?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. No announcement. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, Chairman Figuer. How come we don't see you, Chairman Figuer? You're hiding from us. Oh, it's not even there. Okay, Chairman Net.
Thank you, Speaker. No announcement.
Okay, Chairman Romulo.
No announcement, Speaker.
Chairman Coonan? What happened to Chairman Coonan? Okay, Chairman Conman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. No announcement.
Okay, Chairman Ursulong, back to you. Any announcement?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Your committee on E will try again to have a meeting short recess.
Short recess, subject to call to chair. Okay, so we come back, you make your announcement. Congress is back in session. Continue, Chairman Ursulong.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Your Committee on Education will meet in a public hearing Thursday at 1 o'clock relating to the special ed grant from United States of America. 1 o'clock.
Thank you. Take note, members of Education Committee, 1 o'clock this Thursday on grants. Okay, Senator Palik. Announcement.
No announcement, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Palik. Okay, Senator Christian, do you have any announcement?
Sorry, Paraus.
Kailangan. Okay, thank you very much. Vice Speaker Moses? Any announcement? Okay, if none. Okay, floor leader, you have any announcement and your usual motion?
Speaker, I move that we stand in recess until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Any second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Truk time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Truk time.